Hey there, welcome. Idiot Boomer here. I've done something really shameful and embarrassing in a video game, thankfully. And while most sane people would just bury that in the past, never again to see the light of day, well, I'm not that normal, so instead I'm going to share this humiliating thing with the rest of the whole world. But first, real quick, I want to extend a real and sincere thank you to the surprising number of people who subscribed to my channel from the last couple of videos that I produced. I really didn't expect that because I'm sitting here working real hard on video problems and sound issues, personality problems as I try to remember how it is I'm supposed to sound coherent for more than 5 seconds at a time. So to have people actively choose to ask for more in the beginning of all of this, thank you. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. And I will try to build this into something that is worthy of your confidence. So let's get right to the embarrassment. I discovered an interesting thing last night in Kingdom Come Deliverance 1. I'm playing it through again after a lot of years so that I can get the story fresh in my head. And then when I start in on Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, I won't have to remember, oh, Henry, that's right. He's the guy with the bow who cannot hit shit with an arrow. So I saw this little thing, not a big deal, but it was fun. And so I went to tell my wife about it. And as I was sitting there explaining not just what was going on in the game, but what I was doing in order to make that happen, it was at that moment I realized some things can be really hard to justify outside of the small screen. And I've got some footage to show what I was doing and the change in the behavior of the NPCs. I assume everybody else knows about this. This was just something that I've never seen before. So, but first to set the scene. When I play games that have good and evil choices, I don't usually fall on the side of evil. I know it's just bits and it's flickering lights. There's nothing about it. It's just a game. You get, you can do whatever you want. It doesn't matter. I know, but even so, I just don't get any emotional payback for being a fucktard, even in a game. People are pissed off at me or they're suffering, and that was my fault, and I just don't like how that feels. I'm totally hypocritical about it too, because I can mow down all kinds of bad guys without a second thought. Let the earth grow red trees from all the blood of the bandits and evil dick flutes that I kill. But stealing bread from a hungry guy, peeing on the shoes of a prisoner in a dungeon, nah, I don't go there. So in this playthrough, it's still early days, but Henry is finally starting to get a little bit competent at stuff. He can actually shoot a bunny with an arrow sometimes. He can defend himself pretty okay. Took out a bandit camp a couple of game days ago, and so, now he has a little bit of armor and an actual sword. He has a little bit of money in his pocket, this sort of thing. But I had a problem at this point, which was that Henry sucked at stealth. He just couldn't sneak to save his life. Now, I don't want to be a thief. We've already talked about that. I don't like being a bad guy. I can steal some things some of the time, but I don't trust it when people say, you should go in here and do this thing because that's a bad guy you're going to be hurting. Because then I'm thinking, how do I know he's a bad guy? What if he's not a bad guy? What if I'm just screwing with some ordinary person who's trying to do his job? But there are times when it's really good to be able to sneak. Like, if there's a bandit in a camp and he's asleep and I want to sneak up with a teaspoon and stab him in the eye and kill him, right? So stealth is still a really useful thing, even if you're not going to be a professional thief. So I tried the usual things that seem to work in games, following people around in a crouch, following people into their houses in a crouch, following animals in a crouch. Doesn't work, or it doesn't work very well. And I'm an old guy and I don't crouch as much as I used to. So I gotta think of something else. So then I remembered, Google, that's right, the place where people know things. So I went and I read, sure enough, there's an easy answer. You want to improve stealth in Kingdom Come Deliverance? All you have to do is sneak up on sleeping people and you unconscious them. Okay. So I tried it. You know what? It works. It works really fucking well. Don't tell anyone that I'm doing this. So this is my new routine. For the third day in a row, I come back to the mill outside Rattay loaded down with bunny meat that I can sell to Peshek the miller. I grab a bite to eat if I need it, and then I take a nap until 2 a.m. I make sure I've switched into some gear that's fairly quiet because I can't afford anything super fancy yet, but I have cobbled together some stuff that's better than nothing. And then I head out into the night. But where to go? Well, I could go next door to where the farmers are or where the tanner is, but there's only one or two people there and they have dogs, and that's actually really inconvenient because I can't sneak past the dogs until I'm better at sneak, right? But the bathhouse, now that's where I can go to do this because the bathhouse is packed full of people. All of them are chokeable, and there's no dogs. They have attack chickens out front, and that's not a problem. So every night I go derping up the road and I get to the bathhouse. And every night when I get there, I discover that there's always two people that are going to go in and change into their sleeping clothes. It doesn't seem to matter what time I get there. The game starts that proc when I'm in range every night. So I have to go through this little ritual. I have to stand outside and I watch them through I watch them through the window. Like a creeper. As soon as they're dressed, one of them goes across the way to the building, and then the bathhouse manager, she gets dressed, and then she goes outside and then up the stairs and then in the door that's at the top of the stairs to get to the sleeping room. And so I have to stand out here and wait, and as soon as I hear the little creaking door overhead, that's my signal that I can go in and begin to lockpick the door so I can get inside. The bathhouse is also awesome because they carefully lock most of their doors every night, which means I get to work on lockpicking as well as stealth, as I very carefully unlock all of the doors that they locked in order to be safe in their little home. I've already opened up all the chests on the property. That's why I'm not checking them here, because they stay unlocked, which is kind of a shame. And no, I didn't actually steal anything from them because I'm no thief. It's their hard-earned clothing and money, and I'm doing okay for myself. I'm just the guy who unlocks all their doors, gets a snack from the fridge, and moves the TV to the other side of the room while everyone else is sleeping. All right, upstairs I go. Oh, I gotta say too, I get up to these guys and I grab them. And they're staring and struggling, and they got these big, wide, desperate eyes. And I do not feel so wholesome right now. Oh yeah, see that? Another stealth point in the bag. Go team. Screw feeling wholesome. I'm on a roll here. 4 more next to visit here. Let's get this done. I'm still not all that good at sneaking. My stealth skill is low. My gear isn't all that good. I trigger these guys really easily as I sneak up on them. So I have to do this dune sandworm shuffle in order to get close enough without waking them up. Just running out in a panic when somebody wakes up isn't ideal. I go home and I hide in my bedroom and I'm all afraid. And also, then I'm not improving my stealth skill. And so there we go. That's the last one. I got to get across the street and over to the next 2 people. Another door to pick. Click, click, up the stairs and around the corner. Oh, and then one last person. And once that one's done, then it's time to go before anybody comes to. Down the stairs, past the guard chickens and back home, where I run back to my room, jump in bed and sleep until it's proper morning. Okay, so I'm curious and I could use a little advice and input from you all. If you were to get a look from someone that you know, hypothetically, you could be married to them, and the look is something like this. Would you take that as a sign that you are, in fact, a closet psychopath, even though you went your whole life sincerely believing that you were actually a pretty good guy? Anyway, here's the fun thing that I discovered when I woke up the next day in game. As if this horrible strategy weren't bad enough, I realized as I was changing into my daytime clothes that I wear when I'm not choking innocent people in the middle of the night, that my clothes were really dirty. And I really needed to visit the bathhouse in order to get them and me laundered. And it's just the clothes. I am not ordering special bathhouse services because I can't afford them. I'm too busy going after bunny meat so I can buy a new pair of shoes. We'll get to bathhouse services some other time. So I run over there again now that it's morning and everything is legit. Oh, hello, townsfolk and bath attendants. Ooh, nasty marks on your throat there. And I run up to the manager and start the usual sales dialogue, and she says this.
Oh my God. Why are you waking me?
This is not one of her normal scripts. She's reacting to the lack of sleep. Because you see, as soon as I engage with her, she jumps right back to the standard script once she's inside that dialogue.
And my clothes need washing.
But of course. Money first, though.
Fine. Here it is.
I'm sure you'll be extremely satisfied.
So then I tried it on another one, which was this bathhouse maid.
What the... I thought the place was on fire with you rousing me at this hour. And that's all you have to say?
And then I did a little more testing, and I verified that this isn't a saved context inside the game. If I restart the game here from the save rather than just waking up in the morning, and then I go to the bathhouse immediately at around the same time of the day, the manager now says this as normal.
Jesus Christ. Your clothes. Were you assaulted? Damn bandits. May they burn in hell.
And the bathhouse maid is also reset.
Good morning. Good luck then.
Anyway, like I said, nothing major, but I'd never seen it before even after several playthroughs, so I thought that was kind of a cool little find. Fun stuff. I just wish that I had found a less creepy way to discover that. Okay, good enough for today. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you being here. Let's do this again sometime. I'll make another video. We'll see you soon.